So, Sugar Punch once made this video that a lot of people disagreed with about the characters who could defeat Heaven Ascension Dio Brando and his Stand the World Over Heaven. A lot of people disagreed, and I can see why. I have my own issues with the list, but the people act as if Dio is like the strongest character in fiction, not counting the completely omnipotent ones like the Overmind or One Above All. No. First off, I want to talk about Dio's abilities within this universe before we talk about who can beat him. So he has all the powers he previously did, that's building level durability and strength and faster than light speeds. However, he can also rewrite reality by punching it in any way he sees fit. While this cannot change his punching range of about, let's say 3 meters at most, it allows him to erase most anyone he punches. World Over Heaven can also stop time, but he never uses this in conjunction with his erasing powers, implying they cannot be combined, not that it matters for this video. Dio normally is only building level, but Heaven Ascension Dio is freaking multiversal. Who could stop that? Well, let's go through 27 characters that could. And by 27, I mean 27 franchises, because there are multiple characters per franchise that I'll just put into one spot on the list. That's 27 lists for 27 franchises, more than 27 characters. Let's go. Number 1, the Living Tribunal and the Beyonders and other comparable characters from Marvel Comics. The Living Tribunal is so powerful that he embodies all of the Marvel multiverse and all of its abstract entities. He transcends eternity, infinity, and death, and he is beyond all conceptual realities. The Beyonders are around the same level too. No, Dio can't rewrite him with a punch, because he is beyond the concepts of reality itself. Also, he's omnipresent, so he's faster than Dio. These guys are just too far beyond him. Number 2, Dr. Manhattan, Darkseid, Cosmic Armor Superman, and other monitors from DC Comics. They all have one thing in common. They're really fucking strong. Dr. Manhattan defeated a character who defeated 7 characters who could each destroy infinite multiverses with one attack. Darkseid is literally beyond the concept of dimensions. He is all malice, death, and evil in the Omniverse. And Cosmic Armor Superman exists infinite dimensions above wherever Dio is. If he tried to punch Darkseid, he'd the best kill in Avatar. If he tried to punch Cosmic Armor Superman, he'd have his own power used against him. And if he tried to punch Dr. Manhattan, the guy'd know it would be happening millions of years before it did and just erase Dio in the past. Number 3. The Chaos Gods and the Emperor of Mankind, and just other deities like the Eldar Gods, the Catan, and Gork and Mork from Warhammer. The Chaos Gods, much like Darkseid, all exist infinite dimensions beyond reality. You just can't time stop entities that are beyond time. You can't rewrite the realities of entities beyond reality, and you can't outspeed characters that are omnipresent. Khorne, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, and Nurgle could all kill Dio with ease, especially Khorne and Nurgle, as Slaanesh and Tzeentch would likely do other things to him, like fuck him and use him, which is just the same thing as fuck him. Meanwhile, the Emperor of Mankind can hold all 4 of them off, so, he'd just psychically make Dio kill himself or something. Any of these guys could drop the hammer on Dio, come on. Number 4, the Outer Gods from the Cthulhu mythos. Any of these guys are stronger than Dio, like Azathoth, of which all existence is just a dream of, but he doesn't count because he's omnipotent. And all the Outer Gods exist in the archetypal infinity, so they also transcend space and time. Keep in mind, none of these guys aside from Azathoth on the list are omnipotent. Even then, Azathoth isn't taking the place, so the Outer Gods in general are. Once again, Dio can't just make himself exist on infinite dimensions, because he would have fucking done that already. If he isn't able to make himself gain an extra 2 centimeters of range with his fists, he can't make himself infinitely dimensional, because that would boost the range of his damn fists. Number 5. Akka and other powerful gods from Elder Scrolls. The Etadar are boundless, eternal, and infinite spirits who exist beyond duality, time, and space. Yeah, I think you know how they destroy Dio now, because he can't even comprehend their existence. Number 6. Akuto Sai from Ichiban Ushiro no Daimao. How the fuck do you pronounce that? And other characters around his level. Akuto has created every single story ever described, creating an infinite hierarchy, and was made separate from stories by the law of identity, who is omnipotent. More or less, Akuto Sai is beyond the concepts of life and death. The afterlife itself is part of his body, and he is beyond time. Dio Brando can punch him all he wants, but Dio can't rewrite the reality of someone who sees reality like a human sees a worm. Pointless. Number 7. Unicron, Primus, and the One from Transformers. Unicron is so powerful that he has devoured millions of 17 spatial dimensional universes, and exists infinitely across all realities. Even if Dio somehow killed one Unicron, he cannot kill the Unicron phenomenon, because the moment one dies, another one comes back in any of the infinite universes. The same goes for Primus. Also, Unicron can remain existing so long as there's any malice in the world. And it's Dio. Also, the One is both of them combined, so... Number 8. Everyone from IO. I/O. EO? Everyone in this world is out-of-versal. Not counting the Divine Presence, because he's omnipotent, doesn't count. Every single character is beyond dimensions and beyond all the things that DIO exists on. The weakest character I can find is Lem. Lem exists in infinite dimensions. She literally exists on infinite dimensions, but is the weakest character in the franchise. She's already infinitely better than DIO. Fuck me, that's OP. Number 9. Azrael from Discworld. Azrael can control the absolute entirety of the infinite multiverse, and the infinite possible universes on a whim. He essentially does what DIO does, but with infinite range, no limitations involving anything like changing his range, and instantly with just his mind. Oh yeah, he's also omnipresent. Number 10. The Hadal gods and others in their league from the Masadaverse. Even the weakest of these gods sees hyperdimensional items as fucking nothing. DIO would see a hyperdimensional item as something worth getting rid of the world for, because it would be way stronger than the dinky thing. Number 11. Angie Shiramiya and other comparable characters from Umineko when they cry. She defeats infinitely dimensional powerful characters. They exist in infinite dimensions. Next. Number 12. The gods from Stephen King's books, or more accurately, from the Dark Tower series. These are Garn, Bessa, and the Crimson King. Garn transcends infinite reality, and the other two are just slightly weaker than him. So if you thought Stephen King wasn't an OP writer, yeah, here's 2 hyperversal and 1 outerversal character. Number 13. The Grace and other entities around its level from Doctor Who. This thing exists beyond space and time. I feel like this is getting repetitive because they all beat DIO for the same reason. They're way, way stronger. The issue is, unlike DIO Brando normally, you can't actually talk about things like speed, strength, experience, durability, how they'd kill, and time-stopping things, because he's beyond. DIO Brando in this level is, you need to defeat him with characters who are beyond that stuff. Number 14. Demon Bane and other gods from Demon Bane, including other Demon Banes from Demon Bane. They're all outerversal. Funnily enough, some versions of Demon Bane are stronger than others, but they're all outerversal, so it's kinda weird. Number 15. Downstreamers from the Manifold trilogy. Has anyone ever heard of this series? I mean, I haven't, but it does seem interesting, especially with these boundless, infinite, multiverse-creating creatures. Yeah. Number 16. The Q Continuum from Star Trek. People don't consider Star Trek stronger than Star Wars, but it is, because the Q exist. They exist beyond space-time, in the infinite domain and universe. You know, any of these guys who exist beyond time could also kill DIO before he got his Super Saiyan form by just going back in time. Number 17, the gods from Magi, they exist in countless infinite dimensions. Number 18, Akashik from the Book Eating Magician exists in infinite dimensions. Number 19, Lord English and John Egbert from Homestuck, they exist beyond the totality of the multiverse, which is a fun way of saying beyond all space and time. Number 20, the Luminous Being from Dungeons & Dragons exists beyond infinite. Number 21, Mato Sumeragi from Soshin Shoujo Matoi. When using a god of myriads, she can warp reality better than DIO Brando, and even through 24 dimensions, unlike DIO. Also, she stopped the altercation of the universe. Number 22, the Mother of Existence from Image Comics. Hailing from the same universe as Spawn, she is the supreme entity and the creator of the multiverse, of over 23 dimensions. She's just on DIO. Number 23, Narukana from the Spirit of Eternity Sword. She's a god greater than the Time Tree. The Time Tree. The Time Tree, which has infinite branches with infinite multiverses. Number 24, Shindo Yukika and other comparable characters from Kato the Right Answer. She's the strongest character in the franchise, and overpowered Yaha Koizashuniya, however the fuck you say that, who was able to measure 37 layers of higher dimensions, meaning he travelled through those dimensions, meaning he's a 37-dimensional character, while DIO exists on 3. 25, the brothers Yinyang from Amalgam Comics. Technically, Amalgam is Marvel and DC combined, but I'm not counting it as the same thing, as it's under different titles. And if you have issues, fuck you. The brothers Yinyang are more powerful than the Living Tribunal, and if you think that DIO can be entities beyond the concepts of infinity, then how did Ace Trainer Liam put it?
You dumb, dude!
Number 26, everyone from Tenchi Muyo. They're all outerversal. Number 27, the Star Maker from Star Maker. He is also beyond the concept of dimensions. So there, technically over 27 characters who can defeat DIO Brando at his strongest, and there are likely even more that can defeat him that I just ignored, like the Hytherion and such. Don't take this as me hating on DIO. I don't care much for the JoJo franchise overall, but gameplay logic does, and I had him as advisor on DIO's abilities, limitations, and to fact check my research. And if you want to sub to me because you disagree, neat.